Hi, and welcome to episode 33 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean, and this is my weekly podcast where I share my quilting adventures. I would like to welcome both new and returning viewers to the podcast. I hope you enjoy today's content, and if you are new, I would love it if you drop something in the comments just to say hi and introduce yourself. So let's go ahead and get started with my works in progress. So the first work in progress I'd like to share with you is the koala quilt. This has been a great big favorite of mine and everybody else's. And last week I mentioned I had 3 of the 12 blocks left to go, and I'm excited to say that they are all now done. So let's take a look at the last 3 blocks. This is the first one. It is a lime green with dark green ears, and that's how that one looks. I think this one turned out really nice. It's going to complement the other green one quite nicely. And then this one is a blue. It's almost like a purplish blue. It's going to sit between a blue and a purple on the finished quilt. I think this one turned out really nicely. And then finally, a lot of you guys have been waiting for the purple one. And here it is. I think this one turned out really, really nicely. So now that all 12 blocks are left all done, I just need to assemble the quilt top, which should come together fairly closely. I'm excited to show that to you soon. My other work in progress I've been working on over the last few weeks is the Scrappy Diamond. And sadly, because I focused pretty much my entire time towards the koala quilt, the poor little thing is still in the same state it was last week, but hopefully we'll get some more done on that this week. So let's now move on to the week in review. This is just a short series of clips that I put together, mostly of me sewing, sometimes some other stuff. The dogs make an appearance by popular demand, so I hope you enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Week in Review video. If you are enjoying the video, I would love it if you hit the like button. It helps me out. It also helps YouTube know that you are enjoying the content and helps grow our little family. I also love hearing your comments, so definitely leave a comment. I read and respond to each and every one of them, even if you post it weeks or months or years after this originally airs. Last week I asked you guys which pattern I should look into buying next from Elizabeth Hartman. I'm almost done with the koala quilt, and I was looking to see which one I would do next, and I got a lot of wonderful suggestions, and I thank each and every one of you for putting it there. The problem I have right now is I'm still trying to decide because there's so many good options. I'm sure I will do a lot of them in the future. I just don't know which one yet. But this week's question is, since we're talking about deciding things, is have you ever bought a piece of fabric and it just sits in your collection, in your stash, because it's just simply too beautiful or too yummy to use? I have one, and I'd like to share it with you, and it's this wonderful piece of fabric that has all of the Major League Baseball teams on it. I bought it a few years ago. I have not used it, and it's now out of print, so I want to be very careful on what I want to use it for. So, do you have a piece of fabric like that where you have it and you just don't know what to do with it, or you're too scared to use it because it's just so beautiful? So, in case you missed it, yesterday I had my live series on at 8 AM Eastern, and yesterday I had the privilege of having my special guest, Kristen Hubert from Scrap Fabric Love, join me, and she showed me how to do crumb quilting, which is a fun technique where you just use random pieces of scrap fabric and you can pretty much make whatever you want. It's nice, easy, Sewing where you don't really have to think about it, you just kind of put pieces together. I had a bunch of little triangles, so I threw them all together just to make it look like this, but you can also do pretty much whatever you want. So if you missed that, definitely check out that video. It was a lot of fun. We had a great chat, and it was really good to hang out with Kristen for about an hour and 15 minutes. This Saturday morning, August 13th, we will be having Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews, but it'll actually be hosted on Beth's channel, Goody Goods, instead of my own. She'll be joining me along with Courtney from Pieces, Love and Quilting, and we've got a fun FPP foundation paper piecing pattern that we're going to put together. It is beginner friendly, which is good for me. So definitely join us then, but it's going to be on her channel instead of mine. As I mentioned earlier, I do read and respond to every comment, and they all matter to me. And one came through earlier this week from Barb McKinley, who mentioned that she enjoyed that I set goals for myself each week. And that's something that kind of fell off the radar in my podcast in recent times, but I want to bring back because that was a lot of fun. So the goals are back, and then I want to explain that what I have planned for this week and the coming weeks. First of all, I did ask you guys last week which project you wanted me to start next, whether it was going to be the somber quilt with all these pretty kind of cotton fabrics or the batiks, and the overwhelming favorite was the somber. I think that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll get that cut up and get that started in the very near future. The other thing is that the State Fair of Virginia is coming up very, very soon. Submissions have to be in I think it's 4 weeks from yesterday. So I have a lot of work to do. I want to get at least 2 or 3 quilts in. The koala quilt is one of them. The ice cream one that I showed you last week is number 2, and if I show it the right way up, remember this one from last week, that's going to be my doll quilt submission. And then I also want to get my t-shirt quilt done. We're very close to getting this done, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let me see if I can, one of these days I'll put stuff right side up. Oh, it is right side up. How about that? So with some luck, I'm going to get all 3 into the State Fair this year, but we'll see. It's going to be a push. So that's going to be a large part of my goal. But I still want to have other stuff that I can show you guys as well. So we'll make a good start on the somber quilt. We'll make some more progress on the Scrappy Diamond. And we may even start an Elizabeth Hartman project, but I think that will honestly wait until September. So that is my goals for the next coming weeks. So, you know, definitely pray for me because I'm going to need it. In addition to creating my own content, I love to support other content creators by watching their videos, commenting, and supporting them wherever I can. And here are just a couple of new people that I've been watching recently that you may or may not know about. And if you haven't checked out their channels, please do so because they would absolutely love your support. The first one is my good friend Sylvia from You and Me FPP. And she was on my channel here with me, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago. And she showed me how to do the emu. And she is just under, at the time of recording, just under 200 subscribers. If we can get her over that mark, that'd be great. She's doing a great job of her channel, and I believe she has a giveaway set up if she gets over 150, which is already met. So definitely jump over to her channel and check it out, because she's got a pretty cool prize on offer. The next one is my friend Holly Schmidt. I've been watching her for quite some time. She just did a great Christmas in July series, so if you need inspiration for Christmas, she will definitely be the person to watch on that. She's at 928 subscribers at the time of recording, and I would love to see her hit that 1,000 subscriber mark as well. So if you haven't checked her out, she's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy her too. If you enjoy listening to me talk, I hear that all the time. That you guys love my accent, and that will never get old. You will love Kendall Taylor. He's another gentleman from Australia. He does a wonderful job of his tutorials as well. He's part of our Discord group, and I think he does a great job. He's at 938 at the time of recording, so yeah, he's just a hair away from that 1,000 subscriber goal as well, so definitely check him out as well. I'm going to have all the links to all these channels in my description so you can check them out once you finish watching the video. And then we've got another gentleman quilter, LiQWYD, I always get that name messed up, and he just had to reboot his channel. He has 18 subscribers at the moment. He's doing a great job of his channel as well, and he would love your support, so definitely go over and check him out as well. His channel name is Sewing with LiQWYD. So that is who have been watching this week. They're all wonderful channels, and I hope you consider checking them and supporting them as well. Earlier in the podcast, I showed you that I completed the last 3 blocks of the koala quilt, which I was super excited about, but I wanted to push really, really hard, and so I actually got the entire quilt, well, basically the entire quilt top done. So here it is. This is the completed quilt top. And it's not easy to show, so bear with me. And so there you go. What do you guys think of this beautiful quilt? I am going to put a photo up here right now to show a better view of the completed quilt. We're going to go ahead and get it basted, quilted, and hopefully into the fair. And after a lot of discussion and shopping this afternoon, I went ahead and picked out a cone of cotton. It's chocolate. And this is actually a quilt for my new niece or nephew. And the part that I love about this is it was not intentional, but it's actually going to be the same backing color as the one I made for my nephew 2 years ago. So it's going to have a nice little connection between the 2 quilts. It was a Darkson quilt that I made for him, and I'm putting a picture of that up here as well, so that way you can kind of see that. And that was also one of my favorite quilts. So once it's done and is back from the fair, it'll be making its long trip down to Australia. Thank you all for your support with me and my podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, definitely leave a comment, like, share with a friend, and we'll see you all on the next video, which will probably be next Saturday over at Beth's channel, unless I happen to put up something else in the meantime. But you all have a great week, happy sewing, and we'll see you next video. Have a great day. Bye.